All right, so today I'm going to attempt to start up a solo roleplay session. And what do I mean by that? I mean that I'm going to attempt to make some characters using this rule set right here, the Old School Essentials rule set. And once we have these characters, we're going to have them explore this wilderness that we're going to create on the fly using these hex crawl procedure rules written by Luke Kennedy. These are freely available on the basic fantasy role playing website, their forums, and we're going to see if we can have a little bit of fun by ourselves. So I've written out these index cards with the bare minimum necessary for a character. We're going to use some homebrew rules for starters. Instead of rolling up character attributes using the method described in the book, which is 3d6, and record the numbers as they appear straight down, we're going to roll 4d6. And anytime this symbol shows up, which is a 1, we're going to re-roll it. So we re-roll all ones during character creation, and then once that's done, we remove the lowest. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start with this guy, and we're just going to roll the numbers. So here, we don't have any ones, but we do have a repeat of 2 3s, so we're going to get rid of 1. So that means that our strength of this character is a 12. We're going to do that 5 more times. So here, the lowest is a 2. We're going to get rid of that. And this is a 15, which means this character's intelligence is 15. That's pretty high. It's not so bad. I do this method because I'm not going to be taking a ton of characters into the game with me. Maybe just 1 or 2. And I want to give them a fighting chance. So here we have a 1. We're going to re-roll it. Because fuck 1s. Not that it helped much. It's a 2. So this is a total of 9. 9 wisdom. Here's a 1. We re-roll the 1. It's a 2. Here's another 15. This character has a dexterity of 15. That's pretty good too. Let's get right back to it. These are both re-rolls. Oh my lord. Okay, this might be the highest score we have yet. This is 16. Constitution of 16 is very, very nice. And the last one's charisma. Here's a 1. That's a sneeze. And we have a total of 13. It's a charisma of 13. Let's take a look here. I have these 2 other characters here that I've already generated previously. One's a ranger and one's a bard. So let's take a look at what we have here. This is a high intelligence, high dexterity, really high constitution. So this guy, I think I'd like him to be a thief. And I put that on race, so that's fantastic. Class is thief. I want the game to kind of be human centric, so that means that most of the people and characters in the game will be humans and halflings, elves, dwarves, all that will be out of the ordinary and kind of, because of that fantastical. So we're going to roll this d6, and on a 1 or a 2, this is a non-human character. It's a 1. So that means this guy is not a human. So we have 10 races, and one of them is a human. So we're going to roll a d10. There's still a chance that he might be a human. 7. This guy's a halfling. Sure. A halfling thief. What does the book say about thieves? Pretty sure they can't be lawful, right? Let's see. Thief. No, they don't have to be chaotic or neutral. They can be of any alignment. So we're going to leave it up to chance again. On a 1 or a 2, he's chaotic. On a 3 and a 4, he's neutral. And on a 5 or 6, he's lawful. This is our lawful thief. Alrighty. And on even number of the die, this is a lady, and on an odd number, this is a guy. It's even. This is a lady. Our halfling, I'm just going to pick one out of thin air. This lady is called Penelope. Penelope. Let's go. The thief starts with a D4 hit die, but another home rule I'm going to introduce is I want them to have maximum HP for their starting level. So in this case, it would be 4, and I think a 16 Constitution adds 2. So this thief starts with 6 out of 6 hit points. The AC would be at 10 normally, but because it's 15, I believe it's 11, so it's a +1. Initiative is +1. And this guy has no melee bonus, but not just a +1, but a +2. One for having high dexterity, and another because they're a halfling. So that's Penelope, our thief. We're going to put this character over here to the side. We're going to do it again. We're going to make another one. Follow the same exact procedure. We're going to roll 46, re-roll all ones, and once all ones have been re-rolled, we're going to remove the lowest die. So here we have 2 is the lowest. So we've got an 11 here. 11 strength. Let's try that again. These are 2 ones. We're going to re-roll these. And it looks like 2 is the lowest now. So this is a 13. 13 intelligence. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Using this method, you're going to get generally higher scores than you would with the straight 3d6 method. Oh my lord. This guy's got a 15 wisdom. This motherfucker is wise as fuck, dude. Let's go. Oh, this die almost fell off. It's a 3, 6, and this is a 1. We're going to reroll ones. It's another 1. It's 2, so we're going to get rid of that. This is a 13 dexterity. Okay. Do it again. These are 1. Going to reroll ones. It's a 1. We're going to reroll ones. Jesus Christ. 3 in a row. Okay, so it's a 3. So we get rid of 2. And this is a 13 Constitution. And finally, the lowest here is a 3. It's another 13 Wisdom. So this guy's pretty okay in almost everything. We have a bard, we have a thief, we have a ranger. I think I'd like this guy to be a cleric. We're going to follow the same rules as before. We're going to roll a d6, and on a 1 or 2, this character may not be a human. There's a possibility. There's a possibility it may not be a human. So we're going to roll the d10 now. The 1, we're going to consult the rules here and look at what race shows up as 1. This is a drow. Sure. Oh, drow cleric. On an even, it's a female. On an odd, it's a male. It's another 2. It's a female. So we need a particularly drow sounding name, and I'm not able to pull one off the top of my head. So I'm gonna look through some resources that I have and see what I come up with. So I'm gonna pull out the D20 toolbox and see if this has anything to help me with making up a character name. Here we go, 151, names. So we want 152. Let's take a look. So we want names, and here we have the list of them. So here are male names of humans, female names, dwarven names, elven names, and we want a female elf name. I don't think there's going to be a specific section for drow names in particular. So we're going to stick with this right here, elven names. Roll this d20. Roll it again on camera. Try it again. Okay, try it there. And that is 8. So let's see. Linlith. That's cool. Our drow cleric's name is Linlith. Let me look at the rules real fast and see if drow have to be a certain alignment or not. I don't think they do. We're playing with the alternate rules of having race and class. The original rules of Old School Essentials, the basic ones, your race is your class. But I thought it might be fun to not do that. Okay, so drow do not seem to have an alignment thing, but they do lower their constitution by 1 and add 1 dexterity. So let's do that. Constitution goes down to 12, and dexterity goes up to 14. So we're going to lose that constitution bonus. That's alright though. I should probably check to see if halflings have any bonuses, right? Let's see. Halfling, they get a +1 dexterity and a -1 strength. So let's bring Penelope over here. And what was that? +1 dexterity, so this guy gets a dexterity of 16. That's going to raise his bonus from 1 to 2. So his initiative goes from +1 to +2. And now he's got a total ranged attack modifier of +3. 1 for being a halfling, and 2 for having a high dexterity. Okay. So we're going to do the same method again for choosing the drow's alignment. On a 1 or a 2, it's chaotic. On a 3 and a 4, it's neutral. And a 5 and a 6, it's lawful. 3, this is our neutral cleric. Oh, we're not going to write down in pencil though. Do it like that. neutral. Alrighty, so now it's just a matter of filling out the, oh no. Cleric starts with a d6 hit die, but since I already said before that I want him to start with maximum, he's going to have a starting of 6. He's got no bonus for Constitution. 6 out of 6. His armor class, however, does get a bonus. It gets a +1, so instead of 10, it'll be 11. He's got a +1 to his initiative, and he's got no melee attack bonus, but he's got a +1 ranged attack bonus. She does. Sorry, Linlith. Didn't mean to misgender you there. So let's get the saving throws. Cleric. Cleric starts with death save of 11, wand save of 12, paralysis save of 14, breath save of 15, and a spell save of 12. Higher numbers are not good for saving throws. You want them lower because we're going to try and roll over to succeed at these things. And now thieves. Thieves start with a death save of 13, wand save of 14, paralysis save of 13, breath save of 16, and a spell save of 15. Alright. So we need to start them off with some equipment now, and I don't want to pick a damn thing. I don't. And because I don't want to pick a damn thing, I'm going to get some resources to help me do that. So to pick out their random equipment, we're going to use Dungeon Crawl Classics. Dungeon Crawl Classics comes with a phenomenal random table for generating characters, but we're just going to use it for equipment here, starting equipment. Let's give each of our characters 2 pieces of equipment each. Like, we're going to make them really, really destitute. So how do we do 1d24? Well, we're going to take a 12-sided die and then any other kind of die. If the d6 is an odd number, the number is whatever we roll right there. If the d6 is an even number, we're going to add 12 to whatever we see there. That should get us a number between 1 and 24. So it's an odd number. We just take the number as it is, 7. And 7 here is an empty flask. So who are we going to give this empty flask to? Let's say on an even, it's Linlith, and on an odd, it's Penelope. Odd. Penelope gets the empty flask. We're going to do 2 more pieces of equipment. So it's an odd, and it's 4. And 4 is a piece of chalk. I'm going to give that to Linlith, because that seems equally useless at the moment. 1 piece of chalk. Let's try it again. It's not looking too good for 2 characters here. Even, so that adds 12. So we have 22. 22 is Thieves' Tools. Oh, we're got to give that to Penelope, clearly. Thieves' Tools. Let's go. And the last goes to Linlith. It's a 9. What is a 9 according to the rules here? The grappling hook. Sure. Alrighty. We need to give them some weapons. I believe that we can give them weapons. If we look at here. So we've got 23, but I'm going to ignore blackjack over there. So we have 22. Can't think of any way to generate a number between 1 and 22. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these weird dice over here, specifically for this game. Let's see. I believe this one is a 24-sided die, so we're going to roll this. So this showed up at 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Staff. Let's give that to the cleric. We know that the staff, according to Old School Essentials, go look over here. Here we go. Staff does 1d4. So let's just write that down. Staff was 1d4. We're going to do that again, and we're going to assign that to Penelope. The problem with the 24-sided die is that it never stops rolling because it's basically a ball. This is a 20. So let's look at what 20 is in Dungeon Crawl Classics. No, these are still the classes. If you've not played Dungeon Crawl Classics, I recommend it. This shit is bonkers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Spear. Sure. We'll give Penelope a spear. And we just break our point. That's cool. That's fine. Spear. I know the spear does d6. Let's give them some armor. I'm going to give Penelope some leather armor. And I'll give Linlith also some leather armor. Alrighty. So let's adjust their armor classes now. I believe leather gives you 12. I'm just going to make sure and check on that. I don't want to accidentally shortchange my guys, my ladies as it were. Here we go. Leather. Leather gives us, we're going to be using ascending armor class rules because I am old enough to know that Thaco is not my thing. So we're using ascending, which means that leather gives us a 12. So this would be 13 because Linlith has a +1 bonus to her armor class. And this would mean that Penelope's armor class would be 12 + 2, so 14. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we've got 4 characters here, but I'm only going to take 2 of them out. Like, I'm not going to take a full party out. I'm not going to take all of them out. So let's see. We're going to leave this up to chance. We're going to take a party of 2, and to do this, we're going to roll the d4, and it landed on a 3. So we'll count down from the top. 1, 2, 3. First one of our party members is Emily, the half-elf bard, the chaotic half-elf bard. So let's put her over here to the side. And then we have 3 here remaining. Luckily, we have a d3. And this says 3. We count down, and we have red, the human ranger. So Linlith and Penelope are not coming out today. They're going to stick around in the tavern and wait until something terrible happens here and they can't. These adventurers can't go out again. Okay. So the first step of our game is done. We've created characters. And our party consists of a fighter, well, a ranger, and a bard. So now we want to generate a starting town. And to do that, we're going to have to start making a map. Now, typically, hex crawling, like we're about to do, you'd need hexes to do, but it's not too hard to make hexes on just ordinary graph paper. Let's put our town right here. There we go. Now we can use the hex crawl adventures rules to generate a town. So why don't we do that? We're going to roll 3d6. Take these three guys. And we got a 13. So let's see. 13 on here is a hamlet. So hamlet, population of 21 to 60 people. And the base value is 200 gold pieces. So that means that's around how much this town generates a day, like how much you can expect them to have in stores. Alrighty. So we have a hamlet as our starting town. Let's draw a hamlet. We can label it. We'll put a 1 right here. 1. And we'll keep track of our nodes over here on the side. So 1. We need a name for this hamlet. And to do that, we're going to rely on another resource. So we're going to use the sandbox generator. And this thing has some spectacular tables and tools, including the contents of a building and hamlets and all that. And more importantly, how to name our hamlet. So let's go ahead and grab a 30-sided die. Here we go. And that's a 9. So our naming scheme is DA. Let's go look at D. Let's go look at the D, guys. D has a list of 1 to 24, so we're going to use the same method of a D12 and a D6. We got 1 and 6, so on an even we double the number, so it's 2. This is the town of Bailey, Hamlet. Hamlet of Bailey. And then we go to table A. This is a 30-sided 30 table. 17. Bailey Hospital? That's terrible. Sure though. I'm going to change it to Bailey Hospice. So what do we need to know about Bailey Hospice? Terrible name. Terrible. Well, let's figure out how big this place is using the table here. We'll roll a 1, and this is a medium town. Size medium. And that means that We got a maximum of 100 people here. 100 pop. This also means that it has a modifier of 2. We're just going to write that down for later. Okay, so we're going to roll a d6 to see if this hamlet has an additional occupation besides just farming and cattle breeding. On a 1, they have an additional occupation. So we're going to roll on that. They have no additional occupation. Okay, let's generate some points of interest. We're going to roll d20, and since the town is a modifier of 2, that means we're going to roll twice. So first point of interest is Bailey Hospice has an abandoned building. And the second point of interest is a 6. And we're going to see that 6 is a castle farm. What does that mean? Sure. Castle farm. Sure. We're going to roll a d8 now. And we're going to give Bailey Hospice 2 different forms of defense. The first is wooden palisade. Which just means there are wood walls around the hamlet of Bailey Hospice. I'm going to roll another one. 4. They also have mounds, so hills. So it sounds like Bailey Hospice is fortified a little bit. We're going to roll to see how many guards are here in Bailey Hospice. We need a d3, and we're going to add 3. And we multiply by the modifier. So 3 plus 3 is 6, times 2, there are 12 total guards. And I think that's about all we need to start off with. So we'll put that to the side. We need to figure out the starting terrain for our adventure. So let's look here at the procedures. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different types of starting terrains. We're gonna do that. And it seems like Bailey Hospice starts in a swamp. So let's make a little swamp here. We're going to get this purple, and we're going to do this for our swamp. You got to figure out what the vegetation's like there. Same thing we're going to do like we did before for the starting one. We're going to choose a d4 and start on. It seems like Bailey Hospice is in a lightly forested swamp. It's almost like a marsh, huh? Or a bayou or something. Let's see. We'll use this little symbol for a forest. And now we're going to find out, lastly, whether there's water there or not. I'm just going to DM Fiat and say that, yeah, there is water here. And there's a river passing by Bailey Hospice. So let's figure out which direction the river's going through. We'll roll a d6, and starting with 1 and counting clockwise, this will tell us the entry point for the river. So 1, so right at the top. River comes in from here, the north. And then we're going to roll again. And it comes from the north again, okay. So that might mean that it starts here or there's a spring here. I don't actually like that. Let's roll again. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes straight north and south. There we go. Much better. That's our starting town. Alright, it's time to take our characters out on a journey. Let's put them here so we can easily see them. Why don't we let the fates decide which direction they're going in? So we'll roll a d6. We'll say they're just going and exploring, and that's the first thing they're doing. So same method we used before, starting from the top. 1, 2, 3. They're heading to the southeast. Now we're going to follow the procedure here. Let's just get a little representation of our party here. It's our party. We'll use that to keep track of where we are. So, the previous hex was swamp. So we roll a d12, 8, which means that now they're in plains. We'll get the colored marker. I imagine plains are just flat area. So we'll draw like this to delineate plains. What's the vegetation like? The previous one was light forest. And this is a 9. So now it's grassland. Okay. So we'll do like this. So represent grassland. And there was water on the previous hex, but it's not going in a direction where it would make sense for it to be here. I'm going to check anyway. We're going to roll a d12, and we're going to check the none. And there's no water here. So there's no water. Alrighty. So now we have to proceed with the rest of the procedure. Next is we roll a d8. And if there's a 1, there's a point of interest here. No point of interest. Now we got to check to see if there are monsters. Let's roll a d3, a d6. On a 1, there are monsters. No monsters. So this area is clear. We can continue to explore. But I think that Emily and Ren are going to take time to try and figure out if there's monsters here. The ranger has that tracking ability, so they're the one who's going to be able to figure out if there's a monster lair here or not. Let's go look at what exactly their ability entails. Ranger tracking. Level 1 ranger is a 20% chance of tracking. So let's see. They are in plains, which I'm going to say is soft ground. Okay. So they have a 40% chance of figuring out if there's anything here or not. No. So the ranger found nothing, and the elf just rolls a d6, and they have on a 1 or 2. He finds something. So they spend several hours here searching. We got to figure out what kind of lair is here. So to do that, we're going to refer to the referee rules. Here we go. This is a wilderness encounter. So for this, we'll need a d8. And we're here in plains and grasslands, clear grasslands. And what was that, a 4? And then we go to table G. And we're rolling a d20. So we got a 2. Bandits. Bandits are layered here. Oh, that's interesting. Let's draw some bandits. We're going to use a symbol to represent a layer. And I guess it's got to be... Really know what to use for a layer. Maybe we'll use an exclamation point. And this will be 2. And we'll put it down here, 2. Bandit layer. Okay. That probably means that they didn't go in there, but it means that they definitely spotted it. They saw it. So let's figure out how many bandits are in here, yeah? We'll go to the referee's tone. We'll look up bandits. Bandits. Number appearing 3d10. That's no fun. So we got 3, 5. Okay, there may not be that many. 8. Total of 8 bandits. So 8 bandits. I feel like our characters are kind of well, I would be foolhardy. I'd want to jump in there and fight. So yeah, let's do that. So in order to do this, we're going to need to generate a layer. This is something I've not really practiced, so this will be interesting. Let's take our characters over here to the side. Let's move our chip over here. We need to keep track of where we are. So let's get another resource. Really, if you're going to do solo role-playing, you need an adventure log, and I didn't have one printed out. So I'm going to resort to keeping track of where we are and how long we've been on an index card. So this is day 1. We started in Hamlet of Bailey Hospice. Terrible name, by the way. And we went southeast. And we encountered a bandit lair. We'll say that took about 1 hour of the day. And now we're at 9 a.m. So now we have an idea of where we are. So now we need to generate the layer. Do like this. Do like this. We're going to take out one sheet here. Here we go. I'm going to put this here. And we're going to put this right on top, since this is what we're using at the moment. Alrighty. So, what does Hexcrawl Adventures say is how we generate a dungeon, which is what we're doing. So we're gonna need 2 sets of dice. So let's pick that out. We have one here, but these are way too big and kind of clunky. So I'm gonna pull out some dice here. We use these pastel dice. And all we need is 2 complete sets. So that's 2 d20s right there. 2 d12s. Here are 2 d8s. Here are 2 d6s. Here are 2 d4s. And now we'll need a 2 d10s. I'm struggling to find a d10. Here we go. So we have 2 complete sets of dice. And it says to do this, we drop it into the dice tray. And we kind of just look at it. And this is going to give us an idea of where things are located in our dungeon. Oh, okay. So we put these on the we should put them on the graph paper. That's what we should do. But I'm going to leave them in the dice tray here. And we're going to try and use this as a reference for where things are located in our dungeon. So we're going to look here, and we're going to look for any ones. And ones show where our entrances are. Entrances and exits to other areas. And it seems like we have this D4 right here. So if I look at the map here, that looks like over here to me. So let's put our stairway going down here. And this is where our characters are going into this lair. So if we look at the sheet here, we can see that there will be an archway leading into this area. To the left is, to the left is the latrine, the garbage pit area. And it's showing a 4 on a D10, so let's put that there. This will be area 1. And to the immediate right seems like there is some kind of broken laboratory here. So this may not have been originally a bandit hideout. This might have been something else that currently the bandits are occupying. Let's do that. Let's see if there's an encounter here. Oh, we're gonna give unusual features. Okay, so let's do that. So we'll roll a d20, and then we need another d20 apparently. We got a 17 and a 9. We'll take the 17 as the common feature. And there are pillars. We'll put the pillars around the corners of the room. It's a pretty interesting thing that we have here. And now the 9 is the smaller one. And these pillars are hot. This is very odd. Okay. So we're going to write down here 1 garbage room and 2 we'll say abandoned lab. And there are hot pillars in each of these rooms. Hot pillars. So we're going to check for an encounter now. On a 1 or a 2, we bump into something. 1. Oh my fuck. Well, we already know that there are bandits here. So that means that Ren and Emily are about to get into a fight with a bunch of bandits. How many exactly, though? We got to figure that out. We'll go back to the referee's manual. And we'll look at bandits. Okay. So, we already know that there's going to be a maximum. Oh, it's on the next page. Okay. Let's do like this. Let's do like this. There are 8 bandits. So we know once they fought 8 bandits, this place is clear. The number appearing right now is a D8. Okay. So we could possibly run into all 8 right now. But it's only 2. We can do that. We can do that indeed. So we have Ren and Emily getting into their first fight with 2 bandits. Let's use some pawns to indicate where they are. That's terrible, but sure, we'll do like that. And our party's right here, caught in the middle. So let's see, we got to roll for initiative. So our party rolls. Oh, we got to figure out who's leading the party, don't we? I feel like Emily found the lair, so she would be leading the party. So she's gonna roll. She gets no modifier. She's got a 2. And we're gonna roll now for the bandits. Also have a 2. Ties are gonna go in favor of the players. I'm just gonna say that. Okay. So, Emily, you know what would be cool if we drew out this fight? If we could do that. And I have a resource to do that. So let's take that. Let's take the chance to do that. Do this right here. We're only going to use this section right here. So thankfully, our hex crawl procedure, little pamphlet there, tells us how to create a dungeon encounter as well. Or at least I hope. Let's see. get a wilderness encounter. Oh, okay. So here are the room contents. Okay. So let's draw out how this might look like. We have, thankfully, a sketch here of what our scene looks like. Each one of these squares is 10 feet. So let's do, we'll say that back here are the stairs. And our party has decided to come down. So here, orange is for Emily, and green is for Ren. We'll do like that. And we'll just keep these to the side for now until we have everything drawn out. So the room to the, say the left, is about yay big. And the lab to the right is much bigger. There we go. So now, procedure says that we're gonna drop one of every type onto the board. So let's do that. It may not land exactly on the board, but that's okay. It's a small board anyway, it's a small dungeon, or a small encounter. We don't need it to be completely and utterly cluttered. We just need it to give us an idea of what's here. So anything that doesn't land inside, I'm just going to slide that over to there. We'll do that. So let's start with the latrine. An 8 is large furnishing, the garbage room. I'm just going to say that's garbage pit. A big pit right here where they dump their disgusting shit. Here in this hallway is small furnishings. So we're going to mean to say that these are probably like broken tables and chairs just strewn about. Two, there's some sort of lighting in here. Let's say that there is a brazier, something lit up along the wall, providing light. We'll put it on the south wall. And then 8 is small furnishings again, and this is a lab. So I'm imagining that there are a ton of tables and desks and small things of that nature. So we'll put a couple things here, a couple, maybe a shelf here, and maybe a couple of shelving units here with trinkets. Okay, so we know already there's only two bandits here. Let's put 2 of these bandits down, 2 bandit tokens. Doesn't really matter which ones they are. I'm gonna put 1 in each one here. And Emily and Ren are just down the stairs when this encounter happens. We already said tide's going in favor of the players' characters, so our party members go first. So Emily is gonna throw a javelin at number 4 here. We're gonna roll our d20. We see that we got a 13, and Emily doesn't have a modifier. We're gonna check to see if we hit the bandit with a 13 with the javelin. The 13 just barely hits the bandit. Alright, the javelin does a d4 of damage. 1 point of damage. Okay. We gotta figure out how much damage these bandits actually can take. And it seems like they have a d8 hit point. That guy has 6. Okay. So this man has 6, he only took 1, so he's at 5. Let's put a 5 on him so we know how much he has left. Ren is going to come over here. I'm going to sneeze real fast. That's cool. And he's going to swing his battle axe at that bandit. So we've got a 12, but he adds 1 for 13, which means he hits as well. And the battle axe does a d8. 6. We're going to find out how much HP that bandit has. 4. This is a dead-ass bandit. Ren comes in and cleaves him in half. That leaves just this guy remaining. We're going to check for morale real fast, because the fight, he just saw his friend get slaughtered, or probably heard his friend get slaughtered. We're going to roll 2. That's a 6. It's underneath his morale, so he's going to continue fighting. It's his turn now. And this bandit is going to run up to Emily. And take a swing. He doesn't add anything for his Sacco. He misses. And it comes back to our player's turn again. Emily swings her sword. Misses. Ren comes over here. Takes a shot with his crossbow. 11, 12. He misses. That's the end. The bandit's turn again. He's taking a swing with his sword again. He misses terribly. Back to Emily. Emily's taking a swing with her sword. Natural 20. She's going to deal double damage with her sword, which is a d8. I mean, that's 10 right there. So Emily has cut this bandit down, and he is slaughtered. So that's the end of that fight. Over really, really quickly. What did they have on them? Let's find out. Let's generate treasure based on that encounter really quick. So, U. Treasure type U. We're gonna clean this up, because this fight's over, so technically we don't need to have this here. I am going to clean that up, though, because it's always important to make sure you clean it up now, right after the fight, because it's a pain in the ass to do later. Oh, I got to buy some of that. I don't know what you call it, like Windex stuff. So let's generate this treasure that they may have found on these bandits. The bandits have a treasure type of U. U. Here we go. It's a pretty low chance that they'll have anything. Another homebrew rule I'm going to do is if a magic item shows up on the list at all, I'm going to roll for it. Even if I'm going to roll to generate it, regardless of whether I would roll to see if it's even there. So there are no copper pieces on these bandits. There are no silver pieces on these bandits. There are no gold pieces on these bandits. There's certainly no gems. There's no jewelry. So of course we're going to do the damn magic item. A 19. 19 is a potion. Let's go look. What kind of potion did these fucking bandits have? Now, I shouldn't know this. The players shouldn't know this. The characters, so they won't. But I'm the DM, so I know. They've got a potion of polymorph self. And Emily is just rushing over to pick it up. Potion. And I'm going to put in parentheses polymorph. When she actually learns what it is, then we'll get it out of parentheses. But for now, she has no clue what it is. Alrighty. So that first fight went well. They didn't take any damage. Let's see if the fighting made noise and alerted other bandits. So let's do that. We're gonna roll a d6, and on a 1 or 2, they've alerted other bandits to their presence. No, they're fine. So let's see. I moved this all around because I was rolling and moving things in there. But I think the general shape is still there. So our party is in this hallway, and the other places they can go looks like there's a passageway here leading to that area, and over here there is, what is that? It's a smaller area. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we'll put a 3 here. And this is a sitting area. All right. From there is a door here leading here. And this leads to a different area, a different part of the dungeon. We'll say that it's locked off. So that means oh, okay, there is passage going south, and then there's another passage leading that way. I feel like they're gonna come back over here. And we'll say each time that they're traveling, it's about 10 minutes. So from here to here was 10 minutes, and then going back another 10 minutes. I'm going to roll for an encounter. No encounter, they're safe. And they're going to go south. Let's keep track of time. So that was one fight. And then they traveled here, another 10 minutes. And then they're going back. And there was no encounter. And then from here, they're going to go south. So if I'm looking at my things here, here's another sitting room. Put 4 here. And we're going to continue to put pillars, because this is the common feature of all the things in this area. So that was another 10 minutes, another turn. We're going to see if there's an encounter here. No encounter. It's fine. They're safe. And it looks like, if I'm looking at my dice over here, there's a cluster of rooms to the south after a long passage. This is a bedroom area. 1, 2. We'll put a 5 here. There's still these hot pillars everywhere. This was another 10 minutes to explore. And we're going to check for an encounter here. On a 1 or a 2, there's an encounter. Seems like there's an encounter. So we've already slayed 2 bandits. That means there's 6 total remaining. Let's figure out how many bandits are here. Another 2. Okay. So let's get out the map again. This encounter looks like it's a little easier to draw. This is going to be the 10-foot hallway. And let's take a look. Make sure we're doing this right. Each of these squares is 10 feet. So it goes like this, like that, like this. And this is our tiny little encounter area. So now we need to create furnishings. We take 1 of each die type. We drop it on the table, and anything that doesn't land in the area is discarded immediately. So it looks like it's just these 2. Let's look at our procedure here. Pillars. Right, how could I forget? There are pillars here. The hot pillars. And the 4 right here where those characters are. Small furnishings. So we'll add beds. This is the bunk room anyway. So maybe this is where the bandits find themselves sleeping or resting. We already know that there's only 2 bandits here, so let's pull out a couple of tokens. And again, the numbers don't actually matter, just that we can tell them apart. So here is 1 bandit, and here is another bandit. Our characters are coming in from the north hallway. We have Ren here, and here's Emily. And we're going to roll for initiative. And Emily is probably still leading the way. She's got a 4, and our bandits also have a 4. So tie's going in favor of the players once again. Emily's going to run over here and throw a javelin at this bandit. So she gets a d20. I knock them over, so they're both dead. Cool. But more importantly, she got a 13. And that hits. We're going to roll damage. The javelin does a d4. 1 measly point of damage. We know that the bandits have a single hit die. 4. So this guy's got 3 points remaining. Ren's going to take a moment to reload his crossbow. I'm going to say that costs him a movement action. So he can still shoot from there if he had line of sight. But he doesn't. So that's the end of his turn. Bandit blue number 2 comes over here. And he's going to take a swing at Ren. A natural 1 is a critical miss. Fumble. Let's go look at Dungeon Crawl Classics real fast. Let's make this unfortunate. So what do we need to do a fumble? We know that these guys are wearing leather armor, these bandits. So that means they roll a d8. 6. And the bandit takes a swing at Ren, but his armor, his weapon becomes entangled in his armor. So I can imagine that he went to swing and it might have gotten stuck on a belt or on a loop or something, and he missed. His armor is reduced by one until he fixes this. So his armor is now 12 instead of 13. The other bandit is going to come over here and take a swing at Emily. And he misses as well, but not a fumble. We're back to our team. Ren is going to swing with his sword. We already know that the bandit's armor class has been lowered, and he hits. He's got a 12 plus 1 to 13. And he's going to swing his battle axe. 7 points of damage. We're going to figure out how much HP this bandit has. The bandit had exactly 7, so Ren is on a slaughtering rampage right now. He's just killing these bandits left and right. Emily takes a swing at this bandit that remains. A 15 definitely hits, and her sword does a d8. 3, and that's exactly what she needed to kill the bandit. So this bandit is bye-bye. This fight is over. So let's do the cleanup once again. Get rid of these tokens. I really wish I had some Windex. That'd be spectacular. Because my little board here is getting fucking messy. Alrighty. We're gonna figure out if these guys had any kind of treasure. We already know that the treasure type is U. So we're gonna roll. We're gonna take these. So there are no copper pieces. There are no silver pieces. There's certainly no gold pieces. No gems. No jewelry. And that means we are generating one magic item. Treasure type U kind of blows, doesn't it? 62. 62 is a scroll or a map. Okay. Let's go over to that. Let's see. Do this. 65. So we're going to give this to Ren. Ren's going to take this. He's got a scroll. He doesn't know what it is, but I'm the DM and I know what it is. And this is a scroll of protection against magic. He might not know, but I know. All right. So what do we do now? They've got to spend one turn resting, and I've got to check to see if anyone heard that fight. No, the other bandits have not heard the commotion, so they're dealing with the threats really swiftly. But they've been exploring this area for 6 turns. That's 1 hour. They've got to rest. They've got to spend at least one turn resting. So we're going to check to see if anything happens to them. They're going to choose to rest in this bunk room. No. So they're fine. They spent one turn resting. No encounter. Let's travel to the south towards that cluster of rooms. The 2, if we check our procedure here. More bedrooms and bunks. Let's do like this. And this is 6. Oh, I haven't been writing down what these are, have I? That was the sitting room. What was this? Oh, I have it here. Okay, so 4 is bunk. No, it couldn't have been. Oh, it was a sitting room. That's what that was. Sitting room. And then 5 was bunker. And then 6 is more bedrooms. Let's see. Roll a d20 here. There is a box here, some furnishings. Let's see, we'll put a box here and desk. Let's see if there's an encounter here, more importantly, no encounter. We already know that this area here is characterized by these pillars that are hot in the corners. It's very odd, very odd. And we're up to around 80 minutes in this bandit lair. What's over here? 4 and a 5. This goes down and leads to this is a big food storage area. Calls it food storage or winery, but I'm just going to say this is where they store their food. We already know there's the hot pillars. Right, this is room 7. 7. And this is food storage. Let's find out if there's an encounter here. No encounter. Alright, there's definitely something of value in here though. So why don't we look at the treasure type here? Because this seems like they've been wandering, and this is a significant area of the dungeon. So I'm just gonna pick we're gonna pick treasure type C. So we've got no copper coins, no silver coins, no electrum, no gems. We got jewelry. How much jewelry? We got 2 pieces of jewelry. So we're gonna put that here. 2 jewelry. Let's figure out how much each of those is worth. I'll roll individually. The first piece of jewelry is worth 50 gold. And the second piece of jewelry is worth 10 gold. And treasure type C, we're gonna roll for the last one, which is, we're gonna have it. How about that? We'll do that. So 1 magic item. We'll do like this. A 12 is a miscellaneous item. That's fun. I don't really get to roll those very often. Let's roll a d4. This is using table 1. We'll roll percentage dice. We got a 9. And this is an arrow of location. Ren's gonna take this arrow of location. He just sees an arrow and he thinks that the bard has no need of it. So he's gonna take this arrow. And since he doesn't know really what it is, we're just gonna put it in parentheses, location. I imagine that it's probably somehow designed or decorated in some way that makes it look different. Let's go look at the description of it. Arrow of location. No, it's a normal looking arrow with the power to point the way to certain dungeon features. Activating. The arrow must be thrown into the air and the type of feature to be located stated out loud. The arrow falls onto the ground, pointing in the direction of the nearest feature of the named type. The direction to a dungeon feature will be requested once per day. Once the nearest feature has been indicated, the arrow may be thrown up to 7 additional times at 1 turn intervals and will indicate the direction to the previously located feature. Okay. Let's roll a die to see how many times this has been used before. 7 times. So this arrow of location has 1 charge. But again, Ren doesn't actually know that that's what this is. He just sees a normal arrow and he takes it for himself. So if I look over here, there's a long passage over here. Probably syncing up over here. This is a 9, and a 9 is the armory. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. So this is 8. And this is the armory. Let's see if there's an encounter here. No encounter, but there's probably a ton of bandit equipment here. I'm gonna say that in addition to the bandit equipment, there's also a chest of gold, or chest of coins. Put a chest here. And we're gonna roll a d6 and multiply that by 100. That's how many gold coins. 300. Now, that's probably a lot of gold to them too. They need to get that out immediately. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've spent 10 turns in this dungeon. Emily thinks that they should get out now. She's wiser of the two. She's got a wisdom of 14. Ren, however, he's kind of impulsive. Let's check his intelligence. We're gonna roll intelligence, and if he gets underneath it, he agrees. Otherwise, he's gonna urge her to continue onward. Oh wow, yeah. So he's enraged that Emily would give up right now. He thinks they should keep looking. And Emily, rolls her eyes and decides to follow along with him. And the last room in this dungeon is a well, and I'm going to say that it's broken, and that there is part of... Oh no, I lied. No, not a fountain. A shrine. That's weird and interesting. We already know that there are these hot pillars. And this is a shrine. So this is the end of the bandit lair. And that means that no matter what, the rest of the bandits have to be here. Unless they're out exploring. On a 1 or a 2, there are bandits out exploring. If not, all of the bandits are in this. Bandits are out exploring. How many? We've killed 4 so far, and we know there's 8. The rest of the bandits are out. That's why they haven't found anyone else yet. Okay. So what's in this shrine? Let's generate something. Let's do something. This is probably where all their ill-gotten goods are remaining. Whose is this shrine to? This is a very strange place that the bandits have holed up in. There's an abandoned laboratory, and there's this temple. So probably this was like some place that was a place of worship. I'm going to add passages from here to here. We'll put a little secret here. And if they ever come back here, maybe it'll be different. We know that the bandits are not here, so this cannot be cleaned out. This can't be cleared right now. There are 4 bandits out somewhere in the world. Let's generate something in the shrine room. We're going to choose treasure type B. I'm just picking it. There is no copper pieces. There are no silver pieces. There is electrum, though. There is 40,000 electrum. 4,000 electrum. They can't carry it all. They cannot. They're going to have to come back. So 1 electrum is worth 2 gold. That's about 8,000 gold if they can get that back, but they can't carry that all. They certainly don't have the means to do it, so they're going to have to resort to bringing that chest in the armory and coming back for these coins another time. They don't have the means to carry it. We're going to roll. We already rolled for encounters. Let's get out of here. So here it's another 10 minutes. And then here we roll for encounter at 2. There's an encounter right before they're going to get out. That means the bandits are coming home. 3 of the bandits. 3 of the 4 bandits. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's 1 bandit remaining. He hasn't showed up. Let's do like this. And we'll get this encounter drawn out. This is starting in room 2. And they're coming in from the east door. So we'll do it like this. There's a little door here. That's where they came in from. And this is a big area. We already knew from last time that there is the brazier on the south of the room. I wish I would have kept a map of that, but we can redraw it. Here, there is the fire pit, the brazier that's providing light, and there are tables. I don't remember if this is exactly what it was, but and shelving with all kinds of curious trinkets. Emily and Ren come in from the east door here, and we already know that they're encountering 3 of these bandits, and they're coming back home from wherever it is they went. And I'm going to say one of them's a captain. That Star is our bandit captain. So let's roll for initiative. Our players roll a d6. They got a 5. The bandits roll. They got a 4. Our players go first. Ren has reloaded his crossbow from last time, so he's taking a shot. We'll say that the bandit captain is wearing chainmail. So instead of an armor class of 13, he's going to have an armor class of 17, I think. Let's go look at what chainmail says. We're making this fight harder. So we need to know exactly what we're doing here. Chainmail is 14. But the bandits get an armor class bonus of 1, so he's got a 15. Alright. So Ren's taking a shot. That doesn't count. He misses. Crossbow goes flying past the bandit captain. Emily runs over here and takes cover behind the desk and throws a javelin at the bandit captain. Misses. The bandit captain shoots a short bow at Emily, rolling a d20. Doesn't count. Misses. Bandit number 2 takes a swing at Emily, misses, and bandit number 1 comes over and takes a swing at Emily. 13. That hits. That's the first hit on Emily of the night. Here we go. The bandit does a d6. 1 point of damage. Just barely nicking her. Emily is at 3 HP. It's our player's turn again. Ren runs up to number 2. He takes a swing with his axe. He misses. Emily takes a swing with her sword at bandit number 1 and hits. Sword does a d8. 4 points of damage. We're going to check to see how much damage he had. 4! Exactly. He's dead. End of the fight. Bandit's turn. The bandit captain jumps on the table and takes a swing at Emily. We're going to give him a +1 because he's a captain. He misses, though. Number 2 comes over, takes a swing, and misses. It's our player's turn again. Ren kicks the table that the bandit captain is jumping on. We're going to check Ren's strength. Get under 14. He kicks the table and he lands on his back. He's prone. He fails to kick over the table. That's the end of his turn. He's prone, and we're going to say that his armor class is lower now. It's 13 because he's on the ground. Emily takes a swing at the bandit captain and misses. This bandit takes a swing and he gets... Ren's armor class is lower. And he hits because Ren's armor class is lower. He's rolling a d6. And he knocks out Ren. Ren is out of this fight. He's bleeding. The bandit captain tells Emily to surrender. And he swings at her. We're adding 1. He hits. Is this the end of our 2 characters here? Only 1. It's Emily's turn. She's taking a swing at the bandit captain. And she misses. She's going to try and escape, though. She can get to there. We'll say it's the bandit's turn. The bandit captain throws a spear at Emily. And he hits. Oh, this is going to be the end of her right here. Oh, my lord. 1 point of damage. 2, 3, 4. He comes over and he swings. The last bandit takes a swing at her and he misses. And she runs out. She runs out of the dungeon. Ren, however, is taken captive. We'll say we'll roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, he's taken captive alive. Otherwise, they kill him. He's taken captive alive. Ren is held prisoner by the bandits. And Emily runs back to town. Okay. Let's clean this up. I'll have to clean this up a little better after the stream. Let's see. Put this away. We'll stick this. Probably. Gotta stick this here. Put this Okay. So let's record. Let's make a note of what happened here. Ren and Emily explore the bandit lair. Ren is captured. Emily retreats. Now, because we kept a record of how much time we spent in the dungeon, we spent 130 minutes, so 2 hours. 2 hours have passed by. So it's 9 a.m. It's what? It's 11:10 now. 11:10 a.m. And she's gonna return back to town. I think that she's gonna get a little XP for being traumatized. That's part of this game, you know. So he was a level 1 fighter. And we'll say that his capture was enough to give Emily 100 XP. But now she has a fear of bandits. So she's going to come back to town and run straight to the tavern and tell everyone there about what happened, that they had found this mysterious abandoned temple and were about to leave with a bunch of gold when they were caught by the bandits returning home, and Ren got captured, and she's trying to see if anyone will come with her to rescue Ren. And that's where we're going to leave it off today. Let's see. That's the end of today's adventure. And I don't know when I'll continue this again. This was just something I wanted to do since I couldn't sleep. But I hope it was interesting to you guys who've been watching. There are 2 of you guys. That's cool. Yeah, and if I continue this in the future, we'll pick up where we left off. We'll see if Emily manages to recruit anyone to help her go rescue Ren. Yeah, this has been some solo RPGing, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one.